special guy.
So if we can backtrack just a little bit, because I know we brought it up briefly, but it ties into the same thing. What's happening with Warhammer right now?
I brought this article because I love the headline of this. Please just shut up about it. Just shut up. Just accept it.
That's how they feel about these. These are games journalists. This is how they feel about gamers. They don't want you to all right. Let's just backtrack this a little bit. Gaslight. You brought that term up, and I don't know if there's a more textbook definition than what happened with this. So for people that don't know, the custodes have been described.
Custodies.
Yes, have been described as.
You don't get fucking heretical on me, okay?
They've been described.
I will get the heavy flamer, Eric.
Burn the heretic! Do what you must. But they have been described as quite literally sons. Okay? Warhammer comes out, official account, and they say, well, since the first 10K, there have always been female custodians. Now that's a lie. We all know that's a lie. Everybody that, whether you're a normie or you're not, everybody knows that that's just bullshit. So what do you look like from representing the company and saying, hey guys, I know you read all this material that we put out over the last decades. You didn't read that shit.
Yeah.
And when we said that they were sons, we meant daughters. Because that means the same thing.
Like, what is a woman?
Well, but that's the part that I don't get. You just gaslit your entire fans base. It's like the equivalent of me saying, okay, hey, here we have Isom. It's a character you guys are now familiar with. We're going to come out with an Isom game or something. And you see Isom, and Isom is not a dude at all, actually. In fact, Isom now is a chick. Isom's now Puerto Rican. And Isom now has he's actually mixed. He's Puerto Rican and white now.
Just like Miles Morales.
Yeah. Even so, for some reason, he took the last name of his mother, right? For some reason. And then when the fans say, hey, man, you've been big supporters of you. I've spent thousands of dollars with each campaign. What the fuck is this? And then the Riververse from the official account says, Isom was always this way.
Yeah, Isom's always been a go.
I'm expected to go bankrupt the minute that got out. I don't know what the fuck Warhammer was thinking there, but I do think that we should be paying attention to that, because that's sort of the attitude that I think represents pretty much a lot of these major, let's say, entertainment assets and entertainment customers, where they're basically telling you all that money that you've invested, time, energy, that you've invested into the company, getting lost in its world, all of that doesn't matter. Fuck that. We needed to make this change. Maybe it came from the top. Maybe it came from our investors, but we needed to make this adjustment. And it is an adjustment, but instead of even like, because retcon means different things to different people. In a historical sense, retcon used to more or less mean like, okay, you're introducing new information that gives the reader more perspective, a different maybe perhaps perspective to an event or events that have already happened. Now it's more or less used to mean we just gonna change some shit.
Change it all.
Yeah, we're just gonna fucking change some shit. So it would be one thing if they introduced it in the former way, where it's like, okay, maybe there's new information that is out there that they specifically added, right? That's not what happened here. And I think that distinction is very important. What actually happened is, well, I'm just going to say that all that shit you read about them said sons is bullshit, and it never happened. Even though it happened, it didn't happen. And if you disagree with us, you're wrong. It's a gaslight by textbook definition. And I think that's one of the more insulting things that you can do for your audience of customers, paying customers.
Well, I mean, they did make the audience with the flags and pronouns in their bio that 3D print their stuff. They did make them very happy. So that's what ultimately matters at the end of the day. As we get these typical things, except it keeps happening. The loud right-wing voices, because of course,
the only people that have a complaint are to them. And look, man, that language that they use, guys, that's so important because you need to understand that they just don't like you and they want to justify any bad type of shit that they're going to say. So that's why they call you right-wing. This is why I don't advise that you get so heavily into the trenches of even trying to fight that distinction because it doesn't matter to them. It's just a catch-all word to basically mean people that we don't like, right? Didn't what's his name? Was it Khalif or whatever, the guy that was talking to the IGN article or senior editor Alyssa McConaughey? What did he say? What did he call the people that remember he said it's a conservative bastion. That's what this is. It's the same shit. It's just catch-all, even though sure.
Attractive women with breasts is a conservative bastion.
It's just a catch-all. It doesn't mean anything, man. It's just they want to paint you in a bad light, and that's their go-to, right wing. Some affiliation with the quote-unquote right, whether it be conservative, whether it be calling you right-winger. That's what they have to do to try to delegitimize your efforts. That's all this bullshit is.
Anything right of communism, which is fine by me.
Yeah, true.
Because the only good commies are dead commies. Arguing that Games Workshop's broken its own law is pandering to the woke mob. Yes, here we go. We're in Gaslight Central here. Yes, this is exactly what is actually going on.
Fucking idiots,
exactly what's going on. Particularly if you look at the investors in Games Workshop now, 25% of all investment is coming from BlackRock, Vanguard, and that other one, the Galleon, is it? It's those three major factors. 25% of the shareholders are from BlackRock, Vanguard, and Galleon.
And that's such a significant amount.
Quite a big amount. That's 25. That's a quarter.
That's a
of
quarter
the whole fucking
of the fucking company. Yes.
Yeah,
that's significant.
Chihuahua. And the hobby is burning on a pyre of its own making. That's right. Games Workshops mentioned women again. Yes, they have when it comes to specific elements of the game. You hear people really complain about the sisters. No, not at all.
No, that was the point that I was making earlier. Like, and that's nobody's bitching about females being in fucking Warhammer, bro.
No, they're complaining about when they get placed into places where they don't exist.
Bingo.
That's what they're complaining about. But of course, that is now right-wing, Yachty, conservative bastion, sexist, homophobic, misogynistic, blah, blah, blah. Just shut your fucking mouth. Shut your fucking mouth. Shut your mouth. Shut the fuck up. And that's exactly why you get that. They need to shut up now. They need to shut up. Stop actually saying the real things. Stop it. Stop actually making sense. Stop actually calling them out on breaking law. Stop it. Just accept it. Accept it. Because once you accept it, everything's fine. Everything's fine then. When you control it all, then you turn around and go, why does it matter? I mean,
what's the big deal? It mattered
for us to infiltrate, make sure that it was changed to exactly the way that we wanted. Then we turn around and go, why does it matter? Why does it matter? Well, if it doesn't matter, you wouldn't have to do that, and you wouldn't want to do that in the first place. So It matters a lot.
Yeah, it's like we talk about. I've been discussing tokenization for a better part of well over a decade in media, and I've discussed it a million times, and it's always, well, what's the big deal? Race isn't integral to okay, why are you changing it?
And why change it? If this is the double speak that we get all the time. if it doesn't matter what race it is, okay, then you don't need to interfere with the law. Then
The thing that gets me is you have things like Warhammer, right? Where the people it has a more of a barrier of entry. There's a buy-in, right? If you're really into that shit, like you got to spend a little money to be into it, which is fine, right? But also that also comes with its certain kind of customer, right? And these are generally going to be customers that are getting into like customers that are maybe unlike a lot of other properties, customers that are fans, right? That are into like Warhammer are like into it, right? So when you make a fundamental change, that's who you're spitting in the face of, because you're spitting in the face of the person that's bought a significant often amount of money. They've gone nerd for this type of shit. And then you change something, and then what a journalist would say, a Euroanalyst would say, well, that was so insignificant. And I was like, dude, that to me tells me that you don't even know the hobby that you're talking about. You're discussing a hobby where, as I've said, the people that nerd out for it, the minor details aren't minor. Thanks for watching. Right now, the Rippaverse is in the middle of our latest campaign, Yaira #1, which was written by the Saskas. Head over to Rippaverse.com, pre-order, and check out our first live-action trailer and the latest Rippaverse Studios production, Y'all Be Easy.